In the dramatic world of gold mining, Mitch Blasch shines as a key player with a talent for quick fixes. His journey from humble beginnings to being an essential part of Schnabel's team has been marked by his unique problem-solving skills. However, things took a turn for the worse. Something insane happened that resulted in Mitch saying the following: Parker and Gold Rush. Join us as we reveal what has actually happened between the two fixing futures. Mitch's path from his early days with Hoffman's crew to his celebrated tenure with Parker Schnabel. Mitch has been the go-to guy for on-the-fly problem-solving, an invaluable trait in the unpredictable wilds of gold mining. Yet whispers and rumors have begun swirling with a fervent intensity, suggesting that Mitch might be eyeing a new horizon, leaving fans and followers in a state of bewildered speculation. At 34, Mitch's reputation for mechanical ingenuity is well-founded. His knack for troubleshooting, not just a skill, but an art form. This reputation, however, has sparked a fervent debate among the Gold Rush faithful, with rumors suggesting his imminent departure from Parker's crew to strike out on his own. The very thought sends ripples through the community, turning what might have been idle gossip into a hotly debated topic. The idea of Mitch, Parker's right-hand man, setting out alone into the mining wilderness armed with nothing but his wits and mechanical prowess is both exciting and fraught with uncertainty. Mitch Blasch has made quite a name for himself on the TV show Gold Rush as Parker Schnabel's indispensable ally. He's famous for coming up with solutions quickly and efficiently, even in stressful situations. His knowledge and skills with machines have proven to be incredibly vital for Parker's gold mining business, securing Mitch's position as a key player in the team. Despite all the good he has done, there's been talk about whether Mitch might leave to run his own mining venture. This speculation comes from his proven skills in both fixing machines and understanding the mining process, a combination that once led Rick Nes to pursue his own path. Yet this potential move has sparked a lot of discussions among fans, some of whom have experience in mining themselves. They point out the difficulties and financial hurdles involved in setting out on one's own in this industry. Mitch appears to find his happiness in the direct hands-on work and the challenge of solving problems as part of a team, rather than in the thought of running his own show. He seems to live a life of comfort, as seen by his ownership of several luxury race cars and a vintage muscle car, hinting that he's probably paid well for his efforts. Although there are whispers about him possibly branching out on his own in the future, making such a move would likely mean a cut in his earnings. At least initially, Mitch doesn't seem inclined towards taking such a financial gamble. It looks like the general opinion among fans, and probably Mitch himself, is in favor of him remaining with Parker Schnabel's team. Here he earns a good salary and gets to engage in the work he loves without the extra burdens of business management. Staying put means he can steer clear of the intricate details involved in mining contracts and staying within regulations. It provides a stable and fulfilling working environment that suits his skills and personal preferences perfectly. This choice keeps him in a position where he can contribute significantly without having to deal with the administrative headaches and financial instability that could come from starting a mining operation on his own. This undercurrent of speculation is tinged with a touch of cynicism, a knowing nod to the harsh realities of going it alone. In the gold mining world, admirers of Mitch's work are torn. They recognize his unparalleled skill and the invaluable asset he represents to Parker's crew, yet they also can't help but ponder the formidable challenges he would face as a solo operator. It's a tantalizing prospect, Mitch striking out on his own, but it's tempered by the knowledge that the path of the solo miner is littered with obstacles as daunting as any found in the Yukon. Yet despite these swirling rumors and the apparent appeal of independence, Mitch remains for now a steadfast figure within Parker's team. His satisfaction seems derived not from grand gestures or the limelight, but from the joy of solving problems, the hands-on dirt under the fingernails satisfaction of a job Well-done observers might speculate about his future, projecting onto him ambitions of leadership and autonomy, but Mitch appears content in his role as the team's indispensable problem solver. Speculation aside, Mitch's contributions to Parker's operations are undeniable. His quick thinking and mechanical acumen have kept the gears of the gold rush turning smoothly, ensuring that the quest for gold goes on. Fans are left to wonder, as the saga of Gold Rush unfolds, whether Mitch will eventually seek to mine his own path or continue to be the backbone of Parker's success. The rumor mill churns, fueled by reports of his decision, but the truth remains to be seen. What's certain is that Mitch Blasch, whether as a crucial team member or as a mining maverick, will continue to leave an indelible mark on the Gold Rush narrative. His legacy as much about the problems he solved as the future he chooses to pursue. A new day brings a decision that could change everything for the Gold Rush team. Mitch's big move shocks the team. On an unexpectedly chilly morning, Mitch Blasch ventured out to find Parker Schnabel amid their makeshift mining camp, dropping the bombshell that would send tremors through the core of their operation. Mitch, the mechanical sand and cornerstone of Parker's team, announced his decision to depart, seeking to carve out his own destiny in the unforgiving wilderness of the mining world. You could almost hear the collective gasp across the Gold Rush fan base, a mix of shock and inevitable realization that the unsung hero was stepping out from the shadows. Parker's reaction was predictably grim. No leader, after years of battles and victories, would cheer at the prospect of losing such a pivotal figure. Mitch was far more than a cog in the machine. He was the glue holding it all together, a mentor whose departure felt like a betrayal yet was understood as a necessary evolution. The whispers of Mitch's possible exit had been circulating, fueling debates and speculation, particularly after a harrowing incident that underscored his importance yet hinted at his vulnerability. Mitch Flash's skills in mechanics began with his interest in kart racing, leading him to work in a car repair shop at 14 to support this hobby. This job helped him build his mechanical abilities without formal education. He joined Gold Rush in its third season, and his expertise has been crucial ever since, with significant events, including a risky maneuver in Season 10 and a jet boat accident. His love for kart racing not only guided him to his career, but remains as an important hobby today. The accident, which left Mitch with a broken arm, sparked a flurry of concerns about his future and the potential impact on the season's yield. The sight of Mitch, the indomitable mechanic, grappling with his physical limitations was a stark reminder of the personal toll extracted by the relentless pursuit of gold. Despite the setback, Mitch's resilience shone through, emblematic of his irreplaceable role within Parker's crew. As Parker publicly lamented the incident, one couldn't help but ponder the depth of Mitch's influence, not just as a foreman or mechanic, but as the beating heart of the operation. His pivotal role in securing a $400,000 haul for Parker only underscored his significance, a fact further highlighted by their venture into Alaska's historic mining grounds. The choice of this new, richer terrain was classic Parker, yet it was Mitch's presence that lent credibility to the endeavor. The intrigue around Parker's selection of this particular ground, rumored to be 4 times richer than their Yukon claim, added layers to the unfolding drama. However, the delayed wash plant and the subsequent pivot to John Reeves' claim, suggested by Reeves' daughter Aller, introduced a fresh chapter of challenges and opportunities. Allora's assurances of untapped gold, combined with tales of the old-timers' exploits, painted a picture of a golden jackpot just beyond reach, if only they could navigate the pitfalls that lay ahead. The speculation surrounding Mitch's departure has now morphed from whispered rumors to a tangible possibility, leaving fans and followers in a state of suspense. Will Mitch indeed venture out on his own, leaving behind a legacy of mechanical genius and unbreakable camaraderie? A big change stirs up the Gold Rush camp, putting everyone on edge. Mitch decides to go it alone in the rugged, drama-filled world of Gold Rush. Mitch Bull's sudden announcement to part ways with Parker's team adds yet another layer of turbulence to an already stormy expedition. It's like watching a plot twist unfold in real life, leaving fans grappling with the potential implications of his departure. This isn't just any miner, we're talking about Mitch is the kind of problem solver who turns chaos into order, whose departure could spell disaster or at the very least significant operational headaches. For Parker's crew, the dynamic between Parker and Mitch, often aimed to a well-oiled machine, now faces the ultimate stress test. It's hard not to view Mitch's decision with a bit of skepticism. After all, Gold Rush thrives on the unpredictable, but losing Mitch seems like tempting fate a little too brazenly here. We have a man whose mechanical genius has been the crew's secret weapon, now potentially turning his back on a legacy of dirt, sweat, and gold for reasons that seem as obscured as the bottom of a soul box. Mitch's journey, from a self-taught prodigy in a collision shop to a linchpin in Parker's operations, reads like a miner's fairy tale. Yet here we are speculating on his next move, post a rather cinematic boat mishap that felt more like a cliffhanger than a real-life event. The accident, dramatic as it was, showcased Mitch's resilience, but also cast a long shadow over his future in the team, fueling rumors and speculation about his readiness to strike out alone. The narrative of Mitch's tenure is punctuated by moments of mechanical brilliance and unnerving challenges, painting him as the quintessential Gold Rush hero, capable yet contemplative, indispensable yet under the constant threat of the unpredictable Yukon wilderness. His departure raises more questions than it answers, leaving fans to wonder about the future of Parker's operations and the void left by Mitch's absence. The incident with the super stacker crashing mid-operation only underscores the fragility of their gold-seeking endeavors. It's as if the machines themselves are characters in this saga, with their breakdowns acting as plot twists that threaten the crew's quest for gold. Mitch's role becomes even more critical in this light, his problem-solving skills akin to a superpower in the unforgiving world of gold mining. Yet the specter of his departure looms large, casting a pall over the crew's future prospects. A hunt for a small part turns into a big adventure, showing the team's grit, a desperate quest for a plug. Venturing out of the mining zone in search of a new plug was practically a fool's errand, given the slim odds of finding such a specific part in the local town. Thus began the great plug hunt of Gold Rush history, turning Mitch and Kay into makeshift treasure hunters. Amid a sea of idle machinery, Mitch's light bulb moment to cannibalize a rock truck for the much-needed plug was met with enthusiasm, albeit tinged with a sense of desperation. Diving into the bowels of an ancient rick truck, they embarked on a quest more akin to a wild goose chase than a calculated salvage operation. Their optimism, however, quickly faced the harsh reality of scavenging. Finding a plug of the exact size was like searching for integrity in politics. Hopeful but naive, the revelation that the truck had been stripped for parts in past repair jobs only underscored the ad hoc patchwork nature of their operations, a stark reminder of the relentless improvisation required on the front lines of gold mining. The search became a lesson in futility, a metaphor for the Copian tasks that define the Gold Rush experience. Each discovery of a potential plug ended in disappointment, as if the universe itself were mocking their efforts. Mitch's determination to persevere, to rally his team against the tide of despair, highlighted a resilience born from necessity rather than optimism. Their journey from one decommissioned machine to another, driven by the slim hope of finding the right plug, painted a picture of mining not as a triumphant battle against the earth, but as a scrappy struggle against the limitations of their equipment. The drill machine, with its plethora of hydraulics and potential plugs, emerged as their next great hope, a beacon in the mechanical wasteland. Yet hope proved a cruel mirage, as plug after plug was deemed too large. A Goldilocks scenario playing out in the most unforgiving of environments. The eventual discovery of a potentially suitable plug at the bottom of a lift cylinder felt less like victory and more like a grudging concession from fate, a small mercy in an otherwise unmerciful endeavor. Mitch's attempt to fit the new plug into the super stacker was fraught with the weight of their entire operation. It wasn't just a plug being screwed into place, it was the thin thread upon which their weekly gold target and by extension their livelihoods, dangled the relief that washed over them when the plug fit was a poignant reminder of the precarious nature of their work, where success is measured not in ounces of gold, but in overcoming the myriad small failures that plague their daily existence. Mitch's triumph in fixing the super stacker was a testament not to the glory of gold mining, but to the gritty reality of maintaining machinery against all odds as they turned their attention back to the task at hand. The narrative wasn't about the rush of discovering gold, but about the relentless grind of keeping the dream alive, one repaired plug at a time. This episode, emblematic of the Gold Rush saga, strips away the romantic veneer of treasure hunting to reveal a world where every day is a battle not against the earth, but against the breakdowns and bottlenecks that threaten to derail the quest for gold. Get ready for a chapter where quick fixes are the name of the game, with Mitch leading the charge against all odds in the gold mines. A race against time for gold amid the whirlwind of the Gold Rush universe. The episode, featuring the super stacker breakdown, reads less like a moment of tension and more like a scripted hiccup meant to add a dash of drama to the already high stakes of gold mining. Here we have Mitch Blasch, the show's resident miracle worker, thrown into a situation that demands a solution be pulled almost magically from the chaos of disused machinery and mechanical debris. The urgency to rectify the super stacker malfunction isn't just a race against time, it's a glaring spotlight on the precariousness of relying on aging equipment. In the relentless pursuit of gold, the crews scramble to find a suitable plug in the bowels of an old rig. Truck borders on the comical, illustrating not the resourcefulness of seasoned miners, but the desperation of a team caught unprepared. The narrative of sifting through engine parts, with the success of their entire operation hanging in the balance over a piece of hardware, as mundane as a plug, underscores a broader theme of improvisation over planning that seems to permeate the Gold Rush saga. Mitch's role as the crew savior, managing to salvage the day with a solution that feels more like a band-aid than a triumph, paints a picture of a team constantly on the brink. The subsequent connection of the super stacker to the Slucifer, a moment meant to be a climax of relief and achievement, instead comes off as a last-minute save in a game where the rules seem to be made up as they go along. As the week concludes without further incident and the crew tallies their gold haul, the narrative attempts to frame the ordeal as a testament to Mitch's ingenuity and the team's resilience. However, the underlying message isn't one of triumph, but a subtle indictment of the entire operation's fragility. The fact that such a significant portion of their success hinges on jury-rigged solutions and frantic searches for spare parts speaks volumes about the thin ice on which the quest for gold is conducted. When Mitch's tale takes a personal turn, highlighting his life beyond the mines, it shifts the lens from the mechanical to the human element of Gold Rush's involvement in a jet boat accident with Parker, his role as a family man, and his engagement with fans through cameo paint, a portrait of a man whose life is as multifaceted as the machinery he tends to. Yet even these glimpses into Mitch's world outside the mines are tinged with the show's dramatic flair, leaving one to wonder where the character ends and the real person begins. The ongoing saga of Mitch Blasch and the Gold Rush crew is a narrative rich in mechanical failures, last-minute saves, and personal milestones, all woven into the larger tapestry of the gold mining endeavor. What's next for Mitch in his gold mining journey? Will he face more tough fixes? Hit like and subscribe to stay updated on his adventures.